Morning, Steve. Good to be with you.
Well, you've only been on the job 6 weeks. How's it going so far?
Well, overall, we had a great first month. We showed that Wisconsin was open for business, improved our business climate. Obviously, things have taken a dramatic turn a week ago when I introduced the budget repair bill to balance the current budget deficit and prepare for the $3.6 billion budget deficit we inherited.
Right.
And what we're asking for is a very bold political move, but it's modest when it comes to the average taxpayer. Most people outside of government pay a whole lot more for their health care and pension benefits than what we're asking for right now.
And it looked like, as the debate was supposed to rage in the Senate there, the state Senate, extraordinarily yesterday at 11 o'clock in the morning when they had the quorum call and the Democrats and Republicans were supposed to be there in the legislature, the Democrats got in a bus and went across the state line to a Best Western where they are holed up so they don't have to vote. Did you have any idea something this cockamamie was going to happen?
Not at all. I mean, we've got 300,000 plus state and local government employees, and I should add, nearly all of them showed up for work this week, the way they were paid to do, just like I'm at work and everybody else is at work. Unfortunately, we've got 14 state Senate Democrats who decided they don't need to show up for work and do their job.
Right.
They have every right to debate the bill, they have every right to oppose the bill, but they need to show up and do the job they were paid to do.
Is there any possibility that you would order the police to go get them and have them come in and do their job and vote?
In our standpoint, in the past, historically, 9 years ago, served in the legislature, you can call the Capitol Police to call people back from their homes or call them back from their offices. We can't cross state lines. From our standpoint, we're hoping to make a rational appeal to them that whether they agree with the bill or not, have the guts to show up and do your job. Don't hide out in another state. Come here and do your job, make your case, make your argument. You know, I've said I faced the fact that there are thousands of union protesters here, but I've also pointed out, at least for those from Wisconsin, there's a lot others coming in from D.C. and elsewhere, but for those from Wisconsin, they have every right to have their voices be heard. But the millions of taxpayers who pay taxes here and pay a lot more for their benefits shouldn't have those voices be drowned out either. That's what we need to hear from. And those state senators need to come back and do their job and listen to all sides to this.
Sure. The President of the United States, as he famously weighed in on the immigration debate in Arizona, is now weighing in on what's happening in Wisconsin. And, Governor, listen to this. He's not on your side.
What I've heard coming out of Wisconsin, where you're just making it harder for public employees to collectively bargain generally, seems like more of an assault on unions. I think everybody's got to make some adjustments. But I think it's also important to recognize that public employees make enormous contributions to the well-being of our states and our cities.
What do you think, Governor, about the President of the United States getting tangled up in your issue?
Well, I think we're focused on balancing our budget. It would be wise for the President and others in Washington to focus on balancing their budget, which they're a long ways from doing. In our case, $3.6 billion, what we're asking for is a 5.8% contribution for pension, still below what most people are paying, and 12.6% for health care premiums, which is half the national average. Again, what we're asking for, we're not degrading public employees. I've said repeatedly, good, decent people work for the government, but they shouldn't be excluded from what everybody else in society is going through. And in these tough economic times, we've all got to be in it together.
Governor, after what happened in Tucson happened, the President of the United States called for the rhetoric level to come down and, you know, let's just all get along. And extraordinarily, there in Wisconsin, as this debate rages, I understand that a number of people from the left have been harassing people in the Republican Party.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Go ahead.
No, I said there's no doubt about it. We've had protesters at a number of lawmakers' homes, not just in their offices. Again, you have every right to come to the Capitol and have their voices be heard. At homes, I even had the other day in front of my personal home in Wauwatosa, where my kids still go to school, had so many protesters, the police actually had to close the street down to keep everybody safe. Again, people have a right to have their voices heard, but the bottom line is they shouldn't be able to drown out the voices of the millions of taxpayers who today pay a whole lot more when it comes to health care and pension benefits than what we're even asking for. That's what this is all about, balancing the budget, doing it in a way that avoids layoffs.
Yeah. Well, one other thing, you know, some of the signs, and we've been seeing a lot of signs. I've seen you with a Hitler mustache. I saw you with the crosshair in a target. Now, if people from the right did that toward people on the left, there would be a huge outcry. And yet, I have not heard many members of the mainstream media even bring that up.
No, it's been pretty quiet in that regard. And again, we're not going to be intimidated by people with the kind of outrageous rhetoric that's out there. We're not going to be intimidated by people coming in from outside of Wisconsin trying to tell us what we need to do to balance our budget. The bottom line is we got elected to do a job. We told people all throughout the campaign. We told people since the election. We told people since I've been in office what we had to do to get this state working again. If we wanted to show we were open for business, part of that means having a balanced budget that's stable. And unlike New York and California and other states where there are Democrat governors cutting billions of dollars from schools, universities, local governments, we're actually looking at budget cuts, but doing it in a way that actually saves jobs and keeps our services where people expect them.
Well, I know you got a busy day out there in Madison where you would like to take a vote today.
I'm actually
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm actually going to show up and do my job, unlike those state senators. I'm in the Capitol doing my job. I'm daring them to come back and do what they're supposed to do, what they were elected to do, and what I hope they will do by the end of the day.
All right. Well, stand by. Governor Scott Walker joined us today from Madison. Thank you very much. Good luck to you, sir.